Hi there, Capricorn. It is Sebastian giving you your monthly read for March. I acknowledge that I am a little bit late. I'm not normally like this in my normal life, but I do have my last of my exams for accounting. So, it's one of those things. I just have to get through this year, and I think I will. I'm just going to be really extra careful with managing myself. I'm doing monthly readings for the now, but I'm going to start doing weekly readings, and I'm going to start being on live soon. So it'd be great for you guys to subscribe, get on board, really see me often with hard readings. Um, with the lives, I'm not too sure if it's going to be once a week. I'm trying to ramp up my commitments with hard reading. I think it's time. So be within the journey. That would be really great for you to be a part of that journey. All right, let's start with your reading, Capricorn. See what you're up to for the month March. Now, when I did pull out your card initially, it was confusion. So you're stuck with some confusing things. There's some confusing situations that you're going through, and I'm not too sure if you are aware of how to make your way out of it. I don't think any of this is your fault. There's a lot of water around you, so water signs. There's a lot of earth around you as well, but not as much as water signs. So I'm not too sure if you're confused right now if water signs are going to be your way out. I think link it towards another earth sign that will help you. And there's definitely a fire sign. Look, I know if the fire sign's actually giving you negative feelings, actually, it could be the fire sign that's actually giving you negative feelings. I thought initially that a fire sign might help you, but they might not actually. They're probably the reason why you feel so negative. Let's continue with the card reading. So basically, you're confused, but on top of you right now, in the immediate, like the forces, whatever you want to call it, the energy, the universe is giving you change. It's giving you fortune, and it's giving you an optimistic approach. So it's actually telling you to move forward, but there's a lot of confusion with that. In your recent past, there's been a lot of transformation endings. Been a lot of change, and your past influences with that is that you were harvesting, you're putting all your ducks in a row, you're really trying to figure things out for yourself, right? I think maybe perhaps you've spent a lot on your personal development, you've spent a lot on growing yourself, seeing the better side for yourself. So there's a lot of like aspects where I think that Mm, you were spending a lot of money in yourself, and I think that spending a lot of money on yourself is a good thing. So there's never a bad thing in my books or in my impression of things. I think it's actually really healthy to do that. So, but I understand there's a lot of confusion. So possible goals or your destiny. Look, here you manifest anything, but you want to manifest right now. Anything is within you, and you've got everything that you need. But I guess sometimes it's really nice to have purpose, and it's really good. It's really nice and good to have some clarification or some signs into what is it that you're meant to be doing in the future. I get it. From time to time, I get those emotions or those feelings all the time that I need to be doing something different. I need to be doing better. I need to do things that are worthy of, worthy of myself. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to have a look at some clarification. So there's been a lot of like, yeah, you're looking for faith, you're looking for signs from the universe, you're looking for some kind of purpose or drive. You're thinking, where am I supposed to go? So I think that in the recent past, you had a lot of perhaps depression. You've had a lot of like feeling low about yourself and about the situation that you're in, or you're probably comparing yourself to others. Maybe, or perhaps that's the reason why you feel like that is that you're comparing yourself to others. You're not really seeing your worth. But there's a lot of lack of confidence in your cards, and there's a lot of like black and white, like impressions of things, and not seeing that the differences between black and white. So I'm seeing a lot of that in your cards. But I think that was you in the past. I think right now you're going, even though I said that your past was definitely transformation in your recent past, I think you're still going through that. I think you're still going through, wow, there's been a veil that's been uplifted. I'm seeing things differently, and I'm not too sure where I'm supposed to be with that information or with seeing things differently. I reckon, or I think that you should just follow your heart and follow your instincts, and you should be able to get what you need to get. So, Like, I think that when it comes to planning for the future, or when it comes to planning for what you want, it's always nice that at the background or in the past with people that you cared for, feeling familiar with things and feeling familiar people because they provided a lot of healing in the past for you. They provided a lot of comfort. I just don't think past influences or how you were in the past is going to make a right decision for you in the future. In particular, if you've experienced some sort of transformation, if you've experienced some sort of change or some sort of transition, you're not going to get that kind of same answer or what you're looking for with the familiar past. Let's have a look even more with this confusion state, because I wouldn't want you to be too confused moving forward in March. It's always nice not to be too confused. It's always nice to see another side of things. Okay, one came out. Yeah, tradition, that's an interesting card. Tradition, social groups. You're probably taking yourself away from that because you're seeing things differently. A lot of self-reflection and a lot of completion and fulfillment with a sense of belonging when you're completing things. So there's a lot of earth sign in this new reading or in this clarification side of things. There's a lot of earth signs and there's a lot of answers to yes. So when it comes to whatever, I think that there's like, because I feel like there's like groups of people in your life and a lot of earth signs are telling you what to do, but you're really following water, and it might not be the water sign. You might be following things that feel blue or things that feel purple, to be honest, because I'm seeing a lot of purple in your cards as well. So I don't know what that means to you. So I don't know if you're like a graphic designer or if you're an artist or if you're a painter. There's a lot of black and white, there's a lot of purple, and there's a lot of blue. But you're really reaching towards like what a Cancerian would say about this, or you're reaching towards what an Aquarian, sorry, an Aquarian's an air sign, what what a Pisces would say about this. Like you're not looking into things like an earth sign would be. And I think there's a lot of earth sign around you that's saying you're doing a great job. Like you sometimes when we want to transition, where we want to go forward with things and we want some change in our lives, even though we've just come from change, the best thing that we could do, and all earth signs seem to, that I know of, seem to just take a step back and then reflect and then they move along. I'm not too sure what kind of earth sign you are, Cancer, because everyone's different. I definitely know lots of Virgos and I definitely know lots of Tauruses, in particular Tauruses like to take their time when they're transitioning into something new as well. So take your time with that Capricorn. Like not many people are different, like I'm not too sure what kind of Capricorn you stand in, but most of the time Capricorns like that reflection time. They like that kind of, eye before the storm. They like to just sit and be calm and be in the presence of themselves before they make another decision. So I'm not too sure what's happened here, Capricorn, who's influencing you the most, or if you'd had a really rough past couple of years to months. I can understand that that usually is a hindrance to someone's development when they've come through a lot of transformation. But it says here with your negative feelings yeah, okay, that makes sense now. A lot of your negative feelings come from community, come from the home place, the lack of stability. There's a lot of like looking within yourself to find that stability. Perhaps you're thinking it's unfair that you have to look within yourself to find that stability when perhaps other people should be providing that security and stability for you. So family and friends, there's new beginnings, there's some freedom and peace when it comes to family and friends. It's just not in your home and in your community. So yeah, maybe a move would be good if that's the answer for you. Your hopes and your dreams, you've had a lot of hardship and you want this to go away. You want the alienation to go away. You want to be a part of the community, I can see. But also the final outcome is if you don't do anything about this community or what it is that you feel isolated about, like I don't know what's happened with your community, you're going to go into your addictions in the past, and that's like quite familiar for some people. If they're really upset, lonely, if they don't have a sense of community, they do fall into addictions. It's the devil card. So let's have a look more and clarifying more what the devil card means for you in particular. Look, I think that if you made your confessions, like I don't know what that means to you, if you spoke your truth and your story, there'll be a better outcome for you and there's a better chance of success. If you spoke your outcomes, if you spoke your truth, you'll have a better result and a better outcome all in all. I think that the negativity towards community or home or something around you, whether it's a gathering or a party, I think that you just need to come out with it and come out with your truth. I think there's a story to be had or a moral to be learnt in situations where people are just brave and they speak their truth is that you always feel good. No matter, like sometimes people go, oh no, I might stir the pot or I might change things. Well, perhaps maybe things need to be changed if an experience happened to you and you need to talk about it. I think holding things within doesn't help the situation. So I think you being brave, speaking your truth, coming out with it would really work in your situation because if you don't, you're just going to be oppressed again, that you're oppressing yourself. Whatever's happened to you, the situation hasn't made you like this. Yes, it might have caused the situation, but you are fully accountable and responsible for your life. So you can create the outcome that you want. So you don't need to be oppressed. You don't need to feel like you're in this situation, you're stuck in it, and you're the victim or whatever it is that you feel. There's no there's no kind of moral or ethical code in this. There's no kind of looking into it saying, yes, this is the correct way to go about things, or it's not. What it is about is you being honest with yourself and living your life in your truth and making sure that people around you understand your truth as well so that you don't bottle it in and then explode because nothing's changing or you don't see change. Also, when you express yourself, when you tell your truth and you're being vulnerable, you get to complete that chapter in your life and you get to move on fully. So, Capricorn, you're doing great. Blessings to you. I'll speak to you very soon and hopefully see you live. Bye.